What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and I am dedicating this video to discussing the plant or seed and bucket system that has been implemented in the new Black Ops 3 Zombies map, Zetsubou no Shima. Now, this is going to be basically an in-depth guide covering everything, as with the launch of this map, at least on day one anyways, everybody has been asking, like, how does this work? Can you mix and match? Like, what do you do? Are there different seeds? And I wanted to make a video just completely explaining how this system works and how you can basically get the plants that you want. Now, the first thing that I should explain is the actual system of how this works. So there's three components. The first thing is the seed itself. That is a drop that zombies will give you. So it's very common, much more common than other drops, and you can hold 3 seeds at a time. Seeds do not vary. They're all the exact same. The next component is the bucket. One can be found in the spawn. There's ones that can be found at each facility building, and then there's one that can be found in the Pack-a-Punch area. Each player can hold one bucket, of course, kind of like the shovels from Origins. The last component of this, and this is where people are getting confused, is the water. Now, the seeds are the same, the buckets are the same, however, the water varies. So there's green water, blue water, and purple water, and giving different seeds different kinds of water will vary what you get. So, without further ado, let's now get into what you can get from giving these plants different water. Alright, so the first and most basic type of plant you'll notice is I'm just going to call it the basic plant. Now, this is acquired by taking your seed, putting it at a dig site, and ending the round. So just simply doing nothing. No water, no nothing. You just put it in, wait around, and you will get the basic plant. Now, the basic plant is kind of like the dig sites from Origins. It will give you things like an MR6, a Shiva, a grenade, a zombie. If you're lucky, you can get 500 points from it, but usually you're just going to get something that's not very helpful. So not only will you get this plant if you never water it, you will also get this plant if you only manage to water it once or twice. Basically, how the better plants work is you get 1 water per plant per round, and you must do that 3 consecutive rounds. However, if you fail to do that, again, you get the basic plant. Now let's move on to the good plants. So these plants aren't really all that helpful. However, there are some much better plants that can be acquired on this map. Let's talk about how we can get these. Now, as previously mentioned, to get these, regardless of what one we're talking about, you must water the plant consecutively for 3 rounds. So if you plant it at round 4, you can water it that round, and then water it on round 5, then water it on round 6. You will get a good plant on round 7. However, you will not always get the same plant. And this is the thing I noticed and didn't understand. So I started experimenting and basically have done every single option and every single way you can water a plant. And this is what I've come up with. So, as I mentioned, there's 3 different types of water. You have blue, which is located at the Spider's Cave. You have green, which is located at the Meteorite down by Facility B. And you have purple, which is located near the Pack-a-Punch in the room with all the cocoons. First, let's look what happens when we water plants with a single color. Okay, so the first plant that I did was just a pure green water. I thought we'd start simple. We got green right there. So I put my plant in, got water on round 3, and watered the plant. Came back again, it's a little bit bigger. On round 4, once again, put more green water in it. And then once again, for round 5, I came back, and you'll see it's actually a lot bigger. You see something's going on here. And once again, I water it, end the round, and some very interesting thing happens. We get this lobster claw, scary tentacle plant thing. Now, at first I thought that this would be like a trap or something that would attack the zombies, but actually what it will do is it will attack a single zombie, turn it into a crawler, pick it up, and hold the crawler so you can go off and do whatever you need to do for the round. So maybe you got to go take a pee break, or your team just wants to take a break or something like that. It will hold the zombie indefinitely, letting you just go ahead and do your stuff. This is going to be super helpful for the Easter egg, I already know, and that is the pure green plant. Alright, so for the next plant, this can be achieved from feeding the seed 3 consecutive blue waters, so just blue. Again, round 4, give it water, round 5, give it water, and round 6, once again, give it water. It gets bigger and bigger, and at the end of round 6, we will get the reward plant. So this is kind of like the golden shovel from Origins. When you get that, you start getting better stuff. And this can actually give you a lot of cool things like drops, including max ammos. It can give you better weapons like the Haymaker, the HG40. And yeah, it's basically just like a super upgraded version of the basic plant. And now last, let's look at the purple water and what 3 hits of this to a pod does. So this is probably the coolest. Again, it's the exact same process you guys just saw. End the round after 3 consecutive waters, and you will get the attack plant. So it's basically like this hand that will go out and just not only hit you, as you can see there, but it will go and kill all the zombies that swarm around it. But what makes it even cooler is it serves as a distraction against the zombies. So the zombies won't even go for you if you're standing around it. And yes, they will try to attack it, but as far as I can see, I was playing and it lasted like 4 or 5 rounds. It's super, super helpful. And again, this is a very, very cool plant. I like putting it outside this area because I find when I'm running out of this building, it's easy to get caught. And oftentimes when you're running out now, the zombies will just go for the plant, avoid you, and you can make your way out to safety. So very, very cool plant. That is the 4th. But what would happen if we were to mix waters? So this is where I had to get a little creative. Now I planted 3 plants all in the same round and gave them different colors. So this one you see right here was given 2 blue and a purple, and it ended up giving me the reward pod, which is from blue. So I thought, oh, well, I gave it more blue, so it must just be because I gave it more blue, that's what it's gonna give you. Then I went to the next 2 and I realized that's not exactly how it works. It's actually a split or random chance of either or that you use. With the next one, we got the one that you get from green. However, I actually gave it 2 purples and a green. So it's a chance between the both. And then the last one, I gave it 2 greens and a blue, and we got the green one. So it's random, but it's going to be split between the colors that you use. This then left me with one last decision, and this would be, what if we just used all 3 colors? So what I did is I planted another plant. On the first round, I gave it blue. On the second round, I gave it purple. And on the last round, I gave it green, and we came up with a 5th plant. And this is the fruit plant. So it said, eat fruit. I was like, all right, ate it. And look what happens, but it gives me a free perk. Now, what made this even interesting is this was actually one of the trials. So I went up to the thing and it said, here to collect your trial. And what basically that is kind of like the challenges from Origins. And it gave me a free perk slot, which I then went and bought double tap. So essentially I kind of got 2 perks out of this, making it a very, very cool thing. So essentially what that plant does is it gives you a free perk, but because that was one of the challenges on the map for me, it allowed me to get a 5th perk. So guys, that is it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to do a kind of complete depth guide for this, just to kind of give you an idea of how these work, as I know they're kind of confusing. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. As I'm making this, I'm 200 subscribers away from 1 million. But if you want to continue on helping me there, that would be awesome. Anyways, guys, feel free to leave a like. Peace out. I'm going to go stream for my 1 million. Word.